So we are now live with a 30-second delay. We're going to pray now. Church. Amen. Hallelujah. Okay, so we're working on something. Yeah, I want
Take some pictures. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for coming. We're going to get started in about 2 minutes, so get comfortable, move closer to us. We want to feel like it's an intimate space. I know it's airy and it's giving looks, but please move closer. Thank you so much for coming. There's refreshments outside if you haven't seen. All right, good evening, everyone. Such a lovely crowd. Give yourselves a round of applause. Let's start with that. Thank you all so much. We are the African American Marketing Association. My name is Fatia. I'll be your moderator and host tonight. The lovely Damali Hill is here from Precise Communications. Can we give her a round of applause? And thank you. Just want to say a special thanks to the person that helped us get this stage, Chip from Holy Family HTS. Could you please stand? Thank you so much, Chip, for helping us out today. And before we get started, I just want to give the Office of Voter Registration. Ashley has came here. Thank you so much for coming, and your team. They have a table in the back. I would love to give you 2 to 3 minutes to speak about voter registration at the mic. Yep.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Ashley. I'm here with Ms. P. I work for the Harris County Tax Office.
Oh, to the mic.
Okay. Hello, I'm sorry. I really don't. I work for the Harris County Tax Office in the Voter Outreach Division. And what we're doing here is encouraging voter registration. What I'm hearing, most people may be registered to vote, but if you are anyone interested, we do have forms readily available on the table in the back, and we can go over the form too in detail on what information is needed. If you're unable to do the form here with us, we can give a short form that's available to applicants that can mail it at a later date. Our voter outreach team, I started not too much time ago, just I want to say a few months ago, but so far they've had us go to high schools, colleges. We've been rounding up a lot of the younger age, 18, 17, 10 months is the youngest you can register to vote in Harris County to get registered to vote. So it's been an experience. This is the first time that I've had this kind of setting in our outreach team. It's promising, and if y'all do have any information, if you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to answer them and Ms. T. Oh, and we also have the VDVR, which is the Volunteer Deputy Registrar Training that we do have online available through the Harris Tax Office website. And if you're interested in also volunteering your time to get people registered to vote, you yourself or a group of y'all, you can be deputized, get certification, and have that, I guess, authority, I don't know if that's the right word, but to register people to vote. And we have our members too that can accompany you. We can take those registrations to the office. Y'all can do that when you're certified as well. And that's just to encourage voter registration in our county, because we are certified in Harris County. So thank y'all so much for your time. I thank y'all for letting me speak. And yeah.
Thank you so much.
Actually, in Harris County, I used to be a BDR. So yeah, that was fun. And I did it during COVID, so I can do it during COVID, so I can do it now.
So a couple housekeeping rules. The first one is we will end on time. So we We will end exactly at 8. We will be out of here by 8 o'clock. Bathrooms are outside to your right. And please feel free to take pictures. We are recording live. Hey, YouTube family. Please feel free to record, take photos, post. We welcome that as well. And sign up to become a member. So go to aa-ma.org to learn about our membership. We just have a brand new website that we unveiled, so we really want you to check that out as well. All right, so are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Can I get a drum roll, please? Y'all get a drum roll? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is Luxury Branding and Marketing PR. So we have Damali here tonight. So Damali is the account manager for Precise Communications. She's a former news producer turned PR pro. Damali joined Precise in 2022. Damali is an account manager supervising client campaigns day to day. She maximizes her combined journalism and PR experiences to craft and implement strategies that secure press coverage. She has led projects for Lexus, National AIDS Memorial, and the Center for Black Health and Equity, producing broadcast news packages, satellite and traveling media tours, and video content is her specialty. When Damali is not busy developing and executing strategic media plans, she occupies her time by catching up on her favorite TV shows, reading a great mystery, or gathering with friends and family for a good meal. She lives and works in her hometown, Houston. Precise Communications is the premier PR agency specializing in connecting leading consumer brands with multicultural audiences, African American, Black, and the U.S. Hispanic audience. They help clients maximize the business opportunity multicultural consumers offer, 40% brand growth according to Nielsen, by cultivating acceptance, enhancing brand reputation, and capturing greater market share. For more than 20 years, they've been helping influential companies, brands, and organizations connect with both African Americans and U.S. Hispanics through meaningful and culturally relevant communication programs. While others say they are multicultural, they truly are. They boast clients such as Pfizer, Toyota, Lexus, and Coca-Cola. So, let's start with Lexus. That's my favorite luxury car brand. It's not Benz, it's not Beamer, it's not Bentley, it is Lexus.
It's mine too. I actually drive a Lexus before I got hired.
So this was meant to happen. I'm this much closer to getting a Lexus. So Lexus collaborated with the iconic Marvel Studios for the exclusive automobile sponsor for the highly anticipated film Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. So I believe this was in September 2022 when they introduced its first battery electric vehicle, the RZ450E. The collaboration connected the Lexus brand across a broader consumer segment, reaching all races and ages, especially its target demographic, millennials. After all, 60% of adults ages 18 to 44 years old consider themselves fans of Marvel Comics. So what unique challenges do luxury brands face in the realm of public relations compared to mainstream brands?
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me. This is an honor to come and speak to you all, so I really appreciate being here. I'm really grateful for this opportunity. So one of the things, I don't think in this instance you have to separate luxury brands from other brands, because the goal of every brand is to make sure you hit your target market, right? You want to make sure you want to make sure that you hit the audience that might be interested. You want to make sure you tell a story that brings people to you. So one of the ways, for instance, in the Black Panther 2 example was Lexus was looking to, reach out to millennials and show them that, listen, we hear you, we are economically friendly, we're moving in that direction. I believe the brand is committed to going all electric or hybrid by 2035. So doing that through Black Panther was a great way to do that, but you have to make sure you hit your target audience, and that's for every brand.
Awesome. So we started off with your bio, and you started out in journalism, actually. So your background is in storytelling. How important would you say is storytelling in crafting an image and reputation for luxury brands?
Storytelling, I think, is the reason why I really enjoy public relations, storytelling for PR is the most important thing. It's the key, because what it is you tell your story, you get people to have a feeling, you relate to the audience, they understand, and then you connect. I mean, think about, commercials that you remember for a long time. Every time I get on a flight to go somewhere, I always put in time to make the donuts. Well, if you grew up when I grew up, everyone knows that was a Dunkin' Donuts commercial, right? So now that's what I mean from a child to now I'm an older adult. And, but so when you tell the story, everyone has to wake up and go to work and theoretically make the donuts. So you have to make sure you tell the story that connects to people, and storytelling is the way to do that.
Awesome, awesome. Can you discuss the role of influencer marketing in promoting luxury brands? I'm not talking about how the TF did I get married. So she's not the influencer that I'm referencing here.
But she is a family member, so I have got to, very good expertise for, telling your story.
Awesome. I didn't know that. So yeah, discuss the role and how important it is for influencer marketing and promoting luxury brands, and how it differs from other industries, if you have any examples.
So influencer marketing, I think all brands now are really using influencer marketing because you really want to connect to your audience, and really that is the best way to connect to millennials and Gen Z right now. So for example, for Black Panther, we picked influencers that were already, had already talked about Marvel, right? They already followed the brand, they already gave reviews on movies. So we had people who maybe gave Marvel movie reviews. We had people who, identified with a certain character in Marvel. So we used those influencers to then hand deliver these boxes. I wish I could show it to you. I should have brought it as a show tell. That had the headlights of the car, of the RZ on it, then you opened it up, and then if you moved it a little bit, you can see Black Panther, the woman in Black Panther, and then you can see the car. It was a hit. But we delivered those boxes to them and those gifts to them in a Black Panther wrapped Lexus. So that's how we married the brand with Marvel and Lexus together, and they created that content, and all of those videos were a hit. And so that was just another way of showing you how Lexus is connected to the Black community, invested in the Black community, and invested in, their consumers. So that was a great way that we connected with influencers. So influencers are key, and a lot of times we use them in most of our marketing campaigns.
Awesome. So you mentioned a lot about digital, right? Influencer marketing is highly digital. So I'm going to pivot now to what strategies have you found most effective in reaching affluent consumers and maintaining their loyalty. So I'm imagining you all don't spend tons of dollars on a billboard to reach an affluent customer, but please elaborate more on that.
So because I'm in public relations, the marketing, we don't get the budget that marketing gets. So I don't get the budget to do a digital billboard, but what I do get is an opportunity to maybe do a video and put it on do a short video. A lot of times we use influencers for that, right? We're really busy and we are juggling a lot of balls, so we use an influencer to show or showcase a product or what the brand is doing or an event, something like that. That's one of the ways we do digital marketing, using digital. We also, online publications, right? So we always share that. We always share the best thing about newspapers now is that they are all digital. So we share that information. You can put that on websites. That's another way you can share it. We just did, so Quavo launched White X through Zez, right? So White X is his new white cognac that's come out. And we did a launch party in Atlanta. So when we showcased all the media we got, we just took all those headlines and I backed it up with some music and some shots from the event and posted that. And that is how we show other brands and how I show other people how precise communications can get you the audience, get you the audience you need. And it's quick, you're just scrolling, you see what I did, you saw it in 40 seconds, but you remember the feeling, you remember the content, and you go on. So there's a lot of different ways you can use digital.
Awesome. So for anyone out there who's thinking about switching careers into luxury marketing, I want to know what your typical day like is for them. Do you get up? Is there your makeup waiting? Is there somebody with your coffee, opening your limo door to get to work? You know, what's a typical day like for you?
So for precise communication, we are all remote. So the company is based out of Atlanta. We just talked about anniversary. I think we're on anniversary number 24. My CEO, and we'll get to networking and how important that is. My CEO was a year ahead of me at college at Florida A&M. So she started this business and has taken it, you know, to where we are now. I wake up, you know, get dressed, and then go into the next room, and then get on the laptop. And sometimes I'm in meetings from 9 a.m. till 5. We're just working, making sure that it's a lot of writing. So you've got to write, you've got to rewrite, editing, you've got to make sure you're communicating with your clients to help them get their needs. You have to share who you're pitching to, and what stories you're getting. You have to talk to reporters and make sure that they're comfortable with telling you your story, answer any questions they need, get them all the photos and stuff they need. So it's a lot of hard work behind the scenes. In fact, on my way here today, we're having a huge event in LA next week. So we had the last meeting today, and I was dressed to come here. And when I got on, they were all like, "Oh, where you coming?" Because we all work from home, so they see me, which my hair might not be home, no makeup on, because we're used to working together. So I'm like, "Oh no, I clean up nicely." So that's the way it is. You know, you get on as a grind, and there's a lot of hard work behind the scenes. And then, you know, the glory is the pictures and everything like that. But behind that, it was 500 hours of blood, sweat, and tears. But I love it. I enjoy it. And that storytelling is really the thing that makes me enjoy it the most.
What are some emerging trends or innovations in luxury brand PR that professionals should be aware of?
Emerging trends. I cannot think of any emerging trends right now. I mean, we talked about social media content and social media influencers. I don't know if that's not emerging, but it's more intense now. Like brands get it. They understand that you need people who get up and go to work every day and who are not necessarily celebrities to talk about your products, right? So that is a trend. Also, brands are also understanding that you have to reach out to communities of color, because Black and Hispanic and Asian communities, they have a lot of money. Black people spend a lot of money. Asian people, Hispanic people, the Latino community is very influential, and they're growing, right? So you have to make sure you're reaching out to people of color and making sure you're talking about what's important to them as consumers. And so I think that's the trend. And some, you know, if you look at the headlines, DEI is really in peril right now, but our clients are still looking across the board. Clients, our luxury brand clients, our nonprofits, our GA clients are still looking to make sure they make that connection with people of color.
So when we talk about luxury brands, sometimes the elephant in the room is the crisis management aspect. So we've all probably heard of a brand or know of a brand that put something out there that was a little bit tone deaf, that they should have had someone of color on the team to say, do not put that picture there, do not say that word, do not use that slogan. Have you ever come across that in your career? And how do you approach crisis management for luxury brands, considering their often meticulous image and reputation?
So here's the thing, and it might shock you, but I would not approach a crisis any different for a luxury brand than a general market brand. Because the key to crisis PR is you want to address the issue, you want to take responsibility for the issue, and then you want to give a solution. So it doesn't matter if it's, you know, the highest brand car, or if it's, just a general product, or even a store or a company. You have to address what happened, apologize, fix it. And you have to give people hard and fast deadlines on how you're gonna do it. Starbucks did a great job with doing that when they had the gentleman in the store. Not Target, but Tylenol, wrote the book on crisis management. That white paper is still something that's studied in school today. So the brand is the brand, and no brand wants to be looked at as being irresponsible and unfeeling.
Do you think influencers assist the brands in crisis management? So I believe it was a few years ago, H&M or one of the luxury brands, I think it was H&M, they had, not H&M, it was Shein. Shein had a swastika on their website. And they took it down immediately because there was an influencer that came out and said, this is not something that you should be selling on Shein for $3, number one. And I believe there was another, I think it was H&M, they had a sweatshirt or a hoodie with a monkey in it, with a monkey on it.
Oh, I remember.
There had a white boy and a black gentleman wearing it, and I think it said, coolest monkey in the jungle. Right. And I believe the rapper The Weeknd actually said, I'm not working with you anymore, H&M, because y'all are putting coolest monkey in the jungle on a sweatshirt. So I'm wondering, should we have more celebrities speaking out on this, or do you think it's the sole job of the company or the crisis management firm or even the company at large to address those type of things?
I think it's the sole job of the company and their crisis communications, public relations, or firm that they're using. Celebrities are really savvy now, and they have some savvy people around them. And if I was a celebrity and I had a client, or if I had a celebrity client, I would tell them to stay away from that company and that product. Don't even go by, don't even walk by it. Make sure they're not even accidentally in the background, right? So you can't rely on celebrities. You have to take onus. Companies have to take onus and do the crisis PR and do the work themselves.
So if the company doesn't catch it, but the celebrity catches it, I think that's when companies shift and say, we have to do something because we're losing money. Because rapper X said, this is not cool. And then all of his following said, you're not cool anymore. We're not buying your brand. So I think that's where the issue comes into place. Are they going to actually change it? Or is it only because a celebrity brought it to light?
I think, consumers have a lot of power. So I don't think it's just a celebrity. I think consumers themselves have a lot of power, and companies are listening. And when you start hitting the bottom line, people listen really well, and people lose jobs, and policy changes. So, a celebrity like The Weeknd might say this, it might heighten the attention to it, but it's still the onus on the company to make the change and acknowledge their ignorance in the matter and how they will move forward to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Mm-hmm. So we talked about celebrities, let's go back to influencer marketing. In what ways does digital marketing play a role in promoting luxury brands? And how do you maintain a sense of exclusivity in an online space?
So exclusivity is the product, right? Because the bottom line is either you can afford the product or you can't. I love a Birkin bag, I probably don't have a one, right? But they're so beautiful to look at. So that's the exclusivity. I follow them on Instagram, I look at it, but I'm probably not going to purchase one. So the exclusivity is the product. So you don't really have to be exclusive in your marketing or your public relations because the product speaks for itself. What you do want to do though is make sure that you touch as much as your target market as you can, and then you always want to go to the aspirational market. You always want, and that's where digital comes in because the younger consumers, look at YouTube. We, for example, with the Quavo White X, what we found out in our market research was that Black men from the age of 25 to roughly 40 get most of the information off of YouTube, different YouTube shows, different YouTube. So it's not television, right? For women, it's magazines, it's digital, but their digital places weren't necessarily Instagram. It was YouTube, which was a shock for us. But now we knew how to approach them, how to let them know about the new spirit that was coming out. And so we have to meet consumers where they are. And so that's a big place in how digital is helping. A lot of people, I'm a news junkie. That's how I got into TV in the first place. I will still read a newspaper, even if it's just online. A lot of people don't read newspapers anymore. So they get their information from different places, and that's where brands have to meet them.
How do you navigate the balance between exclusivity and inclusivity in luxury brand marketing?
Again, the product is exclusive, but your outreach has to be general. Because, and a great way to do this is just, like we said, being aspirational. So a lot of times you're talking to Gen Z and you're like, listen, you might not be here yet, but just imagine when you get here, you should consider us. Right, so that's how we use the social media influencers to be like, this is not your grandmother's Lexus. We have a new brand, or this is not your grandfather's cognac. There's a new cognac on the market. It's called White X, and it's for you. It's a little sweeter. It's not as sour. It's rough going down. You can mix it with other things. So you meet your clients where they are. Through digital, through traditional, everything.
So essentially what you're telling me and everyone here is, I'm thinking back to Beyonce and Jay-Z were the face of Tiffany & Co. for a while. I think a little bit of last year towards the holidays, and I don't have anything or own anything from Tiffany's, but you're saying I can look at them and inspire to want.
It could be as aspirational or not. If you go into Tiffany's and ask me how I know, there are some pieces that you actually can't afford. But yeah, so they were really talking about diamonds and making sure that your diamonds are clean and things like that. They did get a little bit of pushback from fans, but I think their overall goal was to, yes, aspirational. We belong in these places and we need to be able to take up spaces that maybe traditionally we weren't in and be there and be comfortable and have a seat at the table.
Awesome. Well, I know you said you had a couple of things that you wanted to share, a few key points or takeaways from tonight's event.
Yes, I think, I'm just really happy that we're, kind of getting past the COVID where everything is online and we're actually meeting each other face to face. We were talking about networking, and I just want to say with a name like Damali, which means beautiful vision, I had to learn early on that networking was the key to me. Me sending in my resume wasn't necessarily going to get the attention of who needed to get the attention, right? People are uncomfortable with what they don't know. So the key thing in my career was that I was able to network. And networking got me from local television producer in Dayton, Ohio, to working at the Weather Channel as a producer because one of my mentors hired me. And then leaving the Weather Channel and making the transition to public relations, one of my former executive producers hired me. And then when the economy dropped and I got laid off, I got to go back to CNN. And it wasn't someone I knew, but it was someone who knew other people who knew of me. And so she had heard my name. And she had seen pictures of me, and we had crossed paths at NABJ. And so we talked and we met, and she was able to hire me at CNN, and I was able to fall back on my skill set, right? Again, that's the storytelling part of television news and then producing. So I say all that to say, this is my last connection, was my current job. My CEO was ahead of me in Florida, and she knew I did PR. We would talk about it occasionally, but when we see each other, there's life stuff to talk about, and you're having a good time. She just called me out of the blue one day and was like, can you help me on a project? And I was like, sure. And then she just called me again and she said, you're doing this really good on this project. Can you help me on another project? Yes. And then finally she called me, she's like, can you just come work for me? And I was like, yes, I've been waiting for you to ask me. So this is one of the best jobs I've ever had. I learn a lot, I meet a lot of people, but working on public relations and focusing on multicultural public relations, making sure that people of color are heard and seen, I think is important. So to get to your dream job, don't forget you have got to network, because it's all about who you know and your professional reputation.
Yeah, I would add to that how this is our first time meeting, actually. We've been communicating probably for about 2 years now.
Yes.
So I moved to Houston in the end of 2020, and I was looking for an opportunity in marketing and PR. And one of my mentors, I think Nia Beats, went to FAMU.
Yes.
And she said, "Oh, Damali is in Houston. Mom, you and Damali connect." So we connected. We've been saying we're gonna get coffee, we're gonna have tea, we're gonna enjoy, we're gonna talk. This is our first time.
But I forgot that this is my first time being on face to face, because we talked on the phone, we text, we've connected, so I totally forgot to just now that this is the first time we can face to face, so yeah, you're right. So again, that was networking, and so I appreciate being here again tonight, thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate you as well. Do you have any final comments or thoughts before we do more networking?
No, I think I'm good, but I'm ready if anyone has any questions, I'm ready to answer.
Yes. If you have any questions or comments, could you please come to this mic right here? It's automatically on.
I'm short. Good evening. So my question is, can you speak to building your book of business and your portfolio leading up to getting a luxury brand client?
So I wish I could. I really have to. So let me help. So my CEO is the one who built this company, right? She had already had Coca-Cola as a client. She got Toyota as a client, and Toyota and Lexus. Toyota owns Lexus, and so that was the networking in the business helped move her to the other side and get the Toyota Lexus business. If I am correct, I believe there's more connection to that. But that was her hard work. That was people seeing that, she's an effective leader, she's an effective public relations communicator, and then that got her other business. So that's how it is. And we still, Toyota is still our client. We've worked with nonprofits. We did a huge nonprofit campaign, so we don't turn anybody down. Business is business. We don't like to eat, live indoors. So, but Lexus just happens to be one of our luxury brands.
I actually just had a question about research. You talked about it for a second. And I wanted to know generally if you have some best practices for the research that you do when you're preparing for your pitches or campaigns. And also, what is the average percentage of budget that you put towards doing research?
Well, that's a good question. So I'll do the first one. So the research, what you want to do is you want to understand the client's target audience, who they're trying to reach. And then once we do that research and we know, and do that messaging, right? So once we understand what the client is looking for, then that's when we do our research. About the budget on research, I wouldn't know. I help manage the budgets, but it's not a certain thing. Some clients and some projects, need deeper and longer, deeper dive. The one we did for our client that we did the launch is we actually had a group of men between the ages of 25 to 40 come together and we asked them questions. Now, what we did was we had the gentleman that works with us, do the survey, and we were just behind the scenes because we want them to be comfortable and talk freely. So, but a budget, you don't have to really spend a lot of money to do research. And sometimes it's literally calling, your friends and your nephews or somebody, and they're like, tell me where you're getting your information from, where do you get your news? So yeah.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have any more questions from the audience or on the YouTube chat? We can also take those as well.
Hello, my name is Nancy, and I have a quick question. You said that influencer marketing is key to the younger generation, but I wanted to know, is lifestyle marketing becoming more prevalent in luxury brands?
Yes, so lifestyle marketing, the way luxury brands have been using it as far as what we've observed is more toward the aspirational. Like I have been a fan of Lexus for a long time, so I'm just gonna buy it, right? So I'm their consumer, they don't even market to me because they know she's gonna go ahead and get a Lexus. And when I finish with this car, I'm gonna go get another Lexus. So for the lifestyle is the aspirational. So that's how we get, consumers who are coming up who may be like eyeing a Lexus, but right now they just need maybe 1 or 2 more promotions before they can comfortably afford that or any luxury product. So it's definitely more of a lifestyle marketing, and that's really where a lot of influencers come in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question, and it's about AI.
Okay.
Are there any, from in your day-to-day, or even if it's with your coworkers, do you all use ChatGPT?
No, but it's not because I think we've just been too busy to explore it. But I had to learn, we have to not be so scared to venture in. What I'm finding out now is that there are new products to help public relations professionals in AI. Our firm just hasn't implemented them yet, but we're gonna have to at some point. So it's still relatively new in the business, and there are a lot of people who are breaking ground to show, how we can use it responsibly. So I think that's the scary part, is making sure we're using it responsibly.
So I have a question, kind of just as it is, and you spoke about aspiration in your luxury market, right? So currently we look at the social thing, we look at our placements, and we try to make sure that we're aspiring people with reality, right? So not demeaning or belittling their current placement. So how do you keep a hold on that, like that creative, that messaging?
So you mean not making people feel bad or not saying, we're not for you?
Yeah.
We don't even really address it. This is for everyone. We're not trying to exclude anyone, right? So that's the way most brands address it, and that's what they want to do. They want to make sure that everyone feels included, even if there are people who are very practical, who would never buy a luxury car, and they have a lot of money in the bank. So we want to make sure that even though this isn't a car that you might not aspire to, if you choose to, you're always welcome. You definitely want to stay away from the negative, right? We will always want to make sure everyone is comfortable, feeling included, and that crosses all social and economic backgrounds. Thank you.
What would you say to brands that exclude? So I'm thinking of brands that, I was thinking of Tesla. But I'm sure there are other brands out there that their target audience is their target audience. And if you don't fit that demographic, the salary, et cetera, you won't even get their messaging.
I think Tesla's one of those brands that doesn't really have to market. Like I know, I have a lot of friends who are African American who drive Teslas or have owned one in the past. And then when their value went up, they're like, let's sell this. And pay off some bills. So, but Tesla is one of those brands, I think, that they don't even have to really worry about marketing and worry about that. I can't remember the last time I saw a Tesla commercial or even an ad, because they don't have to. So some brands do not have to. They have, if you think about like Hermes, you don't see an Hermes commercial. They may be in a luxury magazine. They have a wonderful social media platforms. But there's just some brands that don't even have to market to people. So I don't know if they're not marketing, I don't know if they're leaving anyone out. They're just saying, we're here for you guys.
Okay, Hermes. We have any final questions from our YouTube audience, from our audience on ground here? Any last thoughts? Okay, let's give a round of applause for Ms. Damali Hill. Give yourself a round of applause. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And again, this was put on by the African American Marketing Association. We have our website, aa-ma.org. We're going to have Crystal come and talk about our marketing summit. That is June 6th. So take out your phones, mark your calendar. June 6th will be our amazing marketing summit that we have every year.
Hello, everyone. First, thank you so much. It was really good to hear your expertise, and thank you for moderating. And I think it's really exciting the fact that you're talking about storytelling, because our summit this year is going to be June 6th.
Yes.
Okay, June 6th, and the topic is plot twist, the art of disruptive storytelling. So we, when it comes to marketing, right, it's all about a story, like she said today, right? And so that's the kind of way that you break through the noise. And so we'll be talking about, you know, different ways to break through the noise and be disruptive in marketing. So the speaker applications are live. So if you would like to be a speaker, you know, someone who should be a speaker, they can go to the website. And we now have early bird tickets on sale as well. So June 6th, it's going to be at United Way. So if you have any questions, you can ask myself or Michelle.
And I just want to give an opportunity for our president, Michelle Gomez, to say a few words. I'm going to right into you. Please give a round of applause for her. Thank you so much, Michelle, for your leadership, for your support. We really appreciate you.
Thank you everyone for coming out. I'm so glad that we had this topic. Thank you for putting this together. Thank you for contributing. I learned a lot today, especially as we're planning this summit. I'm like, okay, we gotta take a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So thank you. Yeah, what else? We have a few things in store. I think April, we are planning marketing and mimosas. So, yeah. We can't drink in the church, so we can say it somewhere else. Marketing that outside, but be on the lookout for that. All right. I don't try to do anything. I just thank you.
We love Michelle. Okay, we love her. Yeah, so come out April 6th for Marketing Mimosas. We'll be dropping information via our social platforms here soon. Then, that's August. I might have said August. It's April 6th if I didn't say April. Okay, my bad. My brain is breaking. And then April 14th to the 20th, we'll actually have a week of virtual events with the possibility of one physical event. But that is a dive into like creators, so we're going to be exploring their storytelling and giving them some more life. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And then, of course, all of that leading into the Market for the Culture Summit. I'm just so grateful to have this event. I'm so grateful for everyone, the contribution. And if you have any questions, please reach out. I'm here, Ashley's here for membership, Isaiah programs, Crystal's with the summit, and Fatia, extraordinary moderator and programs, fund development. So yeah, thank you. AA-MA.org. AA-MA.org for all your information. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and thank you to our YouTube audience. Thank you, John. Thank you, Isaiah. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Ashley. Also much, and thank you as being a lovely audience. And last but not least, thank you so much, Chip, for this beautiful space, your tech, your warmth, your kindness. We will be back here again, okay? So thank you all so much. Have a good evening, and let's network. Go beyond Rocket Club.